Oh, I had joined in 30 seconds. Use chat. Thank you.
All right. Well, good morning. Welcome to our group today. We got an outstanding team meeting planned today. We're going to share some insights. We got Sharon on here. She always is willing to jump in and volunteer right away to participate and share. Kathy Stubbs and Tara Flores is going to be joining us too. And we just want to talk a little bit about Mega Agent Camp. I don't know if you had an opportunity to join us or not. I think we had 100 that signed up for our market center, had some guests as well. Huge content, right? I love the platform. I thought they did that really well. Of course, you know, I'd rather be in Austin hanging out and be in a physical space, and yet our climate and world that we live in right now, that's not possible. So I've asked Sharon to come on and share some ahas and some thoughts. And I think we're just in some interesting times when it comes to real estate. I think if you listen to Gary, that came out really hard and strong, right? Our industry is changing. Technology is a big piece that we're hearing a lot of. It's going to be more competitive than ever. That's brokerage, that's agents, that's everyone involved. And going digital is important, as we've learned, right? And the more digital you can go as well. I think social media is a huge platform, and yet just a fundamental of growing your database and getting your database, giving you permission to enter out. I think on every slide they had, do not do the do not call list, and because of the amount of lawsuits that are coming through. And yet, all right, Sharon, you're on number one because you're the best, and you jump in right away. Tell us some aha, some thoughts that you had from Mega Agent.
Well, my biggest aha was the number one thing that all of us should be doing, and that's Command.
Yeah.
I mean, Command has partnered up with Facebook and Instagram, and we have such a big, with Keller Williams, and that's awesome for us, because if we work our Command really what we're supposed to be doing and we utilize it the way it's supposed to be done, it can really make us some income. And I was very impressed with the lady that from Facebook and what she came on, what she talked about. I was also impressed with the virtual client experience, doing a lot of virtual clients things that will help you in your business, work your database, and doing things that will make your clients feel more like you really care, which we do care. But now we have to go the little extra mile, which a lot of people are really embracing this more because they're at home, they're working from home, their whole life has changed. And because of it, we as agents really need to take the time and embrace our database more. Yeah. And that, you know, of course, that's ongoing. What Keller Williams teaches us is our database through Bold 2.0. So with the database thing, that's the main thing that embraced with the whole Mega Camp. Even when I went in my huddles, that's what we talked about a lot, about things to do with our database. Things that when he talked to the top people, and they talked about mainly the stuff that they did with their database and how they made it so much fun. And so I think that with the virtual experience, it's
you're totally really right. I can't remember the gentleman that was on there. What was his name? Hold on. It was a guy that was having fun. He showed up in his tuxedos and the car and the virtual piece.
Oh, yes.
I mean, yes. He was just all in. If he's going to do it, he was going to do it all in. Mr. Whatever It Takes. I think his name was Eric Grossart, Mr. Whatever It Takes.
Whatever it takes, yes.
Because he said people do business with people that they like, and so his theme of everything that he did, drive-bys to social media, right? He was just doing it in such a way he wanted people to like him, and he created a virtual following as well. Hi, Tara, how are you? You're still on mute. She was teaching Ignite, so she has an excuse as well. Sharon, you're not done, so don't go away. We're going to go on as well.
There.
All right. Welcome. Tell us a little bit. What were your takeaways from Mega Camp and things you're going to implement?
Well, for Israel and I, it was a lot about events because we focus our business around most of our sphere events, things like that. So it's been a little bit of a challenge through all of this. So we're trying to figure out ways to get around that. They gave us some good ideas about doing a buyers and brews thing. There was a girl in there that did the buyers and brews that resonated with us and how we do things. And so she gave us some good ideas about having like an actual workbook. And I think Israel's going to try it virtually. I'm not sure if we decided on that 100%, but we're working on, that's one of the things. Another thing is marketing our business. So when we market our business, we're also marketing our listings. So I've been hearing this over and over and over again, and they just reiterated it for me, is to start my own Facebook group. And not make it too, make it general, not make it too specific. So I did that. I started my own Facebook group. Of course, I'll be the only realtor on it, but it's basically, I called it Fort Bend Lifestyle. So it's Fort Bend everything. And it's a matter of putting it in my calendar and remembering to post on that. There was an agent that did a magazine. She did like a 35-page magazine or something, and she did it 4 times a year. And we were like, I don't think, that was a lot for us. I don't think we could do that. It was very expensive. And she had grown on that. She had done it over and over again. So for us to do something like that, it just resonated us to do that digitally instead of having that paper.
Well, the magazine girl, it wasn't very expensive. Why?
Because she got vendors to help her.
Yeah, they all paid for it because they wanted to be into it, and the content was really high. That was a major theme that she shared that sparked my memory, is going back and doing goodwill, promoting other businesses through social media. I know we've heard that. I mean, but she was doing it at such a high level. And she was targeting, let me go find businesses that have a huge following and let me go support them. They all say, sure. Some of them will even pay money to do the marketing aspect of it. I don't think she paid a lot for the magazine.
It seemed overwhelming to me. I was like, oh, that just seems like a lot. So I was like, let's not start there. But I think just highlighting local businesses, and we've already done that in the past. It's a matter of getting consistent with it and doing it. So we've really tightened up our calendars into like, and we say that all the time, we live by a perfect calendar, but even as to what I'm doing on a Monday afternoon is I'm going over what my video is going to be like on a Thursday instead of getting it all together on a Thursday. So we've really tightened our calendar.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Aaron, what else you got? Keep going. Chris, I'm gonna pick on you here in a second too.
All right.
Because I can sit here and just read some of my notes because it was great.
The biggest thing, one of the things that I really liked too was the local business card giveaway. During this time, the lady had went to all the local businesses and got gift cards to help support them and bring them back, out open. So she would give them away to people. So I think she gave away like 1,000 in 2 days. And I thought that was pretty interesting. And it helps a lot of the local businesses.
Yeah. Right. I think you create so much goodwill when you do that too, right? It's just a win.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, Kathy, thank you for joining us. And you're on mute too. You're still on mute. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Doesn't it work better if I'm on mute?
Yeah.
It could, yes. Awesome. We're just sitting there just having an informal conversation, Mega Agent Cam, kind of takeaways, but more importantly, what would you want to put into place that you heard? We'll give you time to think about it. Krista, what did you hear?
So a lot of the sessions that I jumped in on were either market center specific or leverage specific or time management specific. So some of the things was, during this time, be aware of yourself. Tim Ferriss talked about that and how you want to make sure you're setting aside time to work on yourself and not just get caught up in go all day long. Some people, whether they're working from home all day long or not, they just get up and they go, and they don't take a break to decompress, to reflect, to pick up a book and work on themselves. And so that was one of my takeaways. And then time blocking for your family time as well, especially if you have kids at home. If you know of somebody working from home and they're having to balance between those activities, to put it on the calendar so you don't feel like your kids are bothering you. It's no, that's your purposeful time with them.
Okay.
It's good that you say that, Chris, because there was one on the last day that they did that last class where you had to write your to-do list and your success list and all that. I did that. And one of the things that the gentleman talked about was that one of the things that his, someone that he knew they did their 411. And instead of waking up to their phone and their email, they woke up to their 411. And the 411 helped put that in perspective, what you were talking about, the family, bringing all your 411 to mind, and that's what you worked on first. And that was really interesting because that fits in what you're talking about, your mindset. And if you put that mindset in place, then you can do more because you have completed that 411 that you have wrote down, family time, dealing with it, and then now you go to the work.
Yeah,
So
that's
was
just,
really interesting.
that's just looking at your priorities and big rocks, right?
Right.
Not emails, not a to-do list. What's your big things you want to get done? And putting it in your mind first.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kathy, you ready now?
Well, somewhat. I mean, I don't know. I'm maybe in a different place right now, but I really got more, and I usually do from Mega Camp, that's not quite as tangible as what the specific tasks that we're learning, or I don't know, doing things differently or time blocking. That's all important, but what I got from the meat of what was talked about is that, the silver lining in our predicament being that we're having to learn to promote ourselves and be relevant in a different way.
Yeah.
So a lot of the ideas that we already had on the drawing board were validated with, these top producers talking about how they have created media and just the different things that they're doing. I don't know, just using this as leverage, using this setback as leverage to get better at what we're doing and connecting with people. That was what I got from it. And, I started Gary had a guest, I can't remember his name, Tim
Ferriss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started the Wake Up app, and I'm just in my 7th day, just trying to reset maybe. I think that the whole pandemic has caused such chaos in our brains. I feel tired and I'm like, oh gosh, I know why. There was a meeting that we had after Mega Camp that I liked more, that I wanted to share with y'all. It was a discussion much like this with some top teams in the country. Lance was on the call, and along with a bunch of other people that I'm in awe of, I guess. And I think that little session was probably more important because that was them talking like we're talking, but saying what they got from Mega Camp, what these people got from Mega Camp.
Yeah.
And I thought that was important. I did write down one thing that I wanted to share that we all know, and I wrote it down because it must be important. And that was that I have to get comfortable with being, doing things that are uncomfortable, and that's it. Change will allow me to connect. So.
All right,
That's
good.
all very vague. I apologize. I just,
That's all right.
I didn't really glean a lot of new ideas, I guess I want to say. I mean, a lot of those ideas we already had, we hadn't put them in place. Now we have validation to do that. but yeah.
Well, part of that is you go to it. Oh, look, you're going back again to Mega Agent Camp. How many years? I mean, sometimes you go in person. How many years have you gone?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
Like
a lot.
20.
And yet you go back sometime and you say, I didn't hear anything, but yet I needed it.
Right. And that's kind of where I am. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of got some stuff that was a little bit different. Yeah, it was good to hear what people were doing. I think it's in line with what we were doing, which is, again, validating what we're doing. But yeah, I learned a lot about team building, and that was important too.
Yeah. What's the leverage piece? Oh, well, here's a couple thoughts, and I'll go, Tara and Sharon, think of another one, or Krista. I was Keith Cunningham. If you haven't read his book, The Road Less Stupid, fantastic book to read. I like to listen to him. If you don't know him, in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that Robert Kiyosaki wrote about, he was the rich dad. And so, fantastic mind. And here's some quotes that he took. He said, I want to say this right. He basically said the road to wealth or rich is doing less dumb things. And he said it really just like that. And so he goes, if you could go back and unwind 3 financial decisions, what 3 would they be? And what would your life and your wealth look like now? I'm like, okay, that's pretty insightful, right? Just getting good information. I love what he had to talk. And he recommended a book called Thinking in Bets. I've heard about it. It's on my list. It's on my, actually, I'm not reading it. I'm going to listen to it. It's just doing less dumb stuff. And the plan, right? We all have an idea and we want to make money, but an idea is nothing unless we put a plan out. If we don't put it down on a piece of paper, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And Gary talked a lot about the market that's being created. And the more that we embrace it, I know we went through a pandemic. We have a lot of social unrest. We have an election that's coming up, right? And we can get consumed with negative thoughts that don't serve us well. And yet, I mean, life's a mystery. I was sitting there going, whoever gets elected after the election is going to be a circus. And neither good or bad. I'm not telling you one side or another. I'm like, and it's going to be a mystery. And I'm like, I'm going to sit back and I could be consumed by it. And yet I think people need more than other for us to connect with them. That was a word I heard all of you. How do we connect with people at a high level?
Right.
All right. Who's next? Terry, you got something else?
Well, I was going to say I have to go back and watch them because our internet was down.
Well, that's the cool thing about it. You have till November. I think it's November 15th. It's
I was
all
like, I have so much more to share, but I don't know what it is because I couldn't watch it. But that's
well,
okay.
they still talked about events. They talked about videos. They still talked about drive-bys, right? And if you don't even feel comfortable ringing the door, the power of a drive-by is still there. It's so fundamental of connecting with people. We get all into this technology. We gotta believe it and go at it at a high level. But the guy was talking about drive-bys. He was talking about giving away pies, but he did it in a tuxedo. You're sitting there writing notes on the fundamental things that it takes to connect with people. They talked about scripts, right? That we could listen to people. Oh, they did talk about, Gary, I don't remember who they were talking about, was buyer agreements. How he just baffles his mind in this industry that we don't get people to sign buyer agreements.
Right. Yes. And that buyer's virtual presentation class that the girl is doing, that really struck me. I thought that was awesome because she had started that before COVID, and it was like that she is just really keeping her going. And she's met so many different buyers and helped so many different people. And I thought that was really interesting.
They also had one for people that were downsizing, which was interesting.
Right,
Not just buyers, but sellers, which was a great idea for downsizing.
Build a business page for buyers.
Well, Facebook did say, I know you guys all have this, Facebook, the executive said is, if you don't have a business Facebook page, you don't even kind of fit into our system.
Right.
You must, I mean, it was just, you must have a Facebook business page. All right, the one lady, I can't remember her situation. She goes, you got to really understand building and cost and build out. So we have all these people that are now going, hey, I might work from home. The kids might be here for part of the time. And so they want to go, do I add on to an addition? Do I build an office? Do I not? And okay, let's look at the cost. Is that going to change your value? Does it make it sense for you to do it right where you live? Or do you need to go buy something else? I just know we're going to see a trend of people either maybe moving out of inner city, coming to certain features. Does it make sense? Doesn't it make sense? I just really feel like California, I do see a pattern of people moving here. I even see it from back east as well.
No, we have buyers from high-end buyers from New York and California.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's like craziness with that.
Okay.
The biggest thing is a lot of people from different states that are moving here that's saying they're working from home. And being able to put all that together, because a lot of this is coming with people that are coming here that's saying that they're work from home mobile. And how they were talking in our huddle, we were talking about, well, how do we determine, are they really working from home? And how is that going to help us?
Well, I mean, part of that was I was on a call with Steve Murray, and if you don't know Steve Murray, he writes Real Trends and he studies all of it. He goes, we do know that people are going to go back into the office. It might not be as much, right? It might be 1 or 2 days a week, but there's still going to be a demand for people to go back because this communication is not like sitting in a conference room where you can interact to it. There's still that's not going away even when this pandemic is over. And yet, if they go, well, look, I only have to go in 2 days, or I'm going to have some flexibility with it. He did say one major company says everyone will be coming back once this is over too. So I think that'll put a rest to some people that think the office, oh, everybody's just going to work virtual. You're just going to wake up and we're going to live in digital land. No, I can't. As soon as they open up a KW event, family reunion, mega agent camp, I will be there and I'll be front row. Now, what they learned is they'll still transport it because they'll do it digitally. So people who can't make it and they prefer that method, it'll be there, but there'll still be the physical space.
I did like this virtual mega camp because it was just quick. It was like boom, 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 on to the next. I liked that.
Yeah. The content was really good because they trimmed up all the fluff, or if they didn't like how somebody said something, they just cut it out and only put in what they wanted.
I heard it was nine years of content.
Yeah.
9 years trimmed it to, those 2 hours. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you go back and you listen to an interview, because you can go back and listen to that multiple times if you're like, okay, that was really good.
You know how we go back? Is it all in our thing?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and when you log into the mega camp, there's a video library.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll probably as a market center play some of those as well, just to go back and rewatch things that were like, hey, this was really good. This will be playing. Tune in to here. FYI. Yeah, because some of those interviews were really solid.
It was really fun watching that script off too.
Watching.
Yeah. Did you watch the script off? Did you have it at the end?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was looking at, that was in the last class at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I received. Yeah, I did watch that.
We'll do something at the market center. We're gonna do kind of a PC version and find our best, and then we're gonna do PC versus ALC or veterans. We'll see who's better at knowing their scripts. There's some pretty good. Oh, let's put you guys. We could do it right now. We could do a script off. So here's an objection. Tell me if you've heard this one before. I would sell, but there's nothing on the market. I can't find what I'm looking for. And so I don't want to sell my home and then be out and I can't find a property that I want.
Well,
How do you handle that one? Huh?
Well, Mr. Chad St. Jean, I do understand that and I appreciate you asking that question. Again, what we can do is if we get a buyer that will buy your property, what we can do is to do a seller lease back. In other words, that this way we cannot close unless unless you have found a property. And that's one thing that we can do. And another thing is that you can also lease until we can determine what we can find for you. That's not always a great idea.
What if a property never comes on board?
Well, then that's just the chance that we're going to take in this market.
Well, Chad,
Yeah, go ahead, Kathy.
Chad, what you see on the market right now is just a cross section of what's going to be on the market in a month or 2 months. What you need to do is write down your 3 objectives to this move and understand that when you're buying a resale property, find the things that are inherent about the property that have value, the other things you can change. I can coach you through this. I can make sure that we find the right property that checks the boxes for you. Many times buyers get overwhelmed with too many needs, and I can help you understand your needs in a bulletproof form that will help us through the process.
That was good.
All right, Tara, let's hear it.
Sharon took mine where we can, since we're in such a seller's market, we can have control over the closing date. So we can guarantee that we can make the closing date longer for you so that we can have time to search for a
But what if that house never comes on the market that I want?
There will always be a house that will come on the market.
The one that I heard, I don't remember I heard it from, was basically, it's in transaction, you have a sell and a buy. What is usually the most difficult part of that transaction is selling your home. And yet you're in a market where we can get good value from your home and we can sell it, and that can be timeless. Part of that is just taking a step out of faith and just trusting the process that something's going to be available that we can jump on.
Just FYI, I've tried that leap of faith speech. No, that one doesn't work very well.
I heard one of those scripts and they talked about the power of not having a contingency on your offer in such a tight market. And so if they were to sell their home with a 60-day lease back and they were able to put in an offer on another home during that time and not have to have it contingent upon the sale of their own home because it's already sold, it would make them a much stronger offer in such a tight market with low inventory right now.
Yeah, but Kathy, I would say to the faith comment is, but we have interest rates at a historical low, right? And you're going to have to trust somebody along in the process. Instead of going finding a home and buying it, and then you still have to sell it. Oh, and now we're holding on to 2 properties.
Right, and that's a fear for people, but I like my idea of really paring down people's expectations to make logical sense rather than that whole, I have to have the balcony with the house facing north with the pool that has the beach. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
What about
any final thoughts that you might had on Mega Agent Camp or anything else that you want to share with the group?
But one of the biggest things that I like is that the guy, that I was on, focus on what you are great at. And this is the time to do that. And a lot of people are like, Taryn, she was talking, we're all over the place. And he was like, focus on what you are great at. Put down a list of what you feel that you're great at and focus on that one thing at this time.
Yeah. Good. Kathy?
I don't have anything to say. I just got off an interview with a magazine and they asked me if I friended all of my sellers. And I didn't even know how to answer that. I wanted to say that I've just taken my business to a level where I really don't have just one thing that I do well. I want the complete package when I show up at somebody's doorstep. I want to take the burden off of them completely.
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing to do with Mega Camp other than I learned a couple of tricks and things to make that happen better, but I'm really in the team building phase and how that's going to serve me best.
Okay. Tara?
I think we're in the systems phase where we're just, we're really honing in on our systems and making them stronger. Like our day, living our day with intention. And we have to right now because we have so little time because of the school thing, but that's going to be over soon, I hope. So it's just really living our days with intention.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always say that it's the perfect calendar, but right now it's more important to gain that market share.
So I wrote down one thing and I finally found it and I wanted to share it with everybody because it changed how I thought about, I keep hitting my head against a brick wall when it comes to doing things that I know I have to do and then I don't do them. And the way that it was worded and what made me think of that, Tara, is because, yeah, we write out our perfect day and we'll completely ignore it. We do, right? And we will be creative in that too. So I wrote this down because somebody said it on the call after Mega Camp and it was with all the big teams all over the country and it was an exciting call, but unwillingness to deal with discomfort. So by saying I'm unwilling, that really changed it in my head. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to be unwilling. So I don't know if those words mean anything to y'all, but it did to me. Unwillingness to deal with discomfort. So yeah, when we set out to do something, the discomfort comes when we don't do it, right? And we should have. So, right, and then the discomfort also comes with that lead gen. So the discomfort, unwillingness to deal with that discomfort. I don't know, you can take those words and do anything you want with them, but to me, it hit home.
Yeah, they're pretty solid words. Yeah.
Chad, another thing I wanted to bring, like for solo agents that dealing with lead generation and conversion in the shift. And they were talking about the mindset is one of them, but it's being a solo agent, there's things from 9 to 9:30 that you can do every day. And that's 5 phone calls and then 5 Facebook posts and then 5 personal texts or hand notes.
Yeah.
And that one lady was talking about that it just, give yourself a 5-5-5 and just do those 5 things every day from 9 to 9:30. And that would help build your database. It will help you convert a lot of things. So it's just something as a solo agent that you can start doing.
I took this off of Wendy Papasan's desk. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's so awesome.
A little bit more, raise it up.
Okay, I don't know where my camera is.
There you go.
There you go. 5
So
conversations,
check
5
them off.
texts, 5 emails, 5 notes.
Yeah, you just check them off every day. So you have this little pad and every day you check it off. How easy is that? To me, that just made sense.
Yeah, that made sense to me and I forgot about it. That's why I said, let me share that.
Well, and it doesn't take all day to do that. It's just you do it every day. Right. And we heard, I was talking to somebody and they hear bold, they need to have 20 conversations and they go, I need to do 40. I'm like, well, first off, you're not going to do 40. Not to bust your bubble if you did. How about we just really break this down, right? This is a constant coaching I do, and do 5, do 10. You shoot, some of our solo agents, if you did one call, 1 email, 1 text, 1 note, you would win. And you did it every day. But building that habit, so simple, yet so profound, really it is. Yeah, cool. Any final thoughts? We got enough. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I sent out an email and they raised their hand really, really fast. I only had to ask them 3-4 times. That was it. But I appreciate it. It's called voluntold. So I appreciate your willingness to jump on and help.
You know it, you could count on us.
Yes, all right. Thank you. And they asked, could you hold up that sign again, Kathy?
Yes. Yes, here. Is that, hold on.
Right there.
Emails, notes.
5 conversations, 5 texts, 5 emails.
I
5
like it
notes.
because you can check the boxes.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason that gives you satisfaction.
Yep. That was awesome. Cool.
Y'all good?
Yep.
Good.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna switch to awards. You guys can hang out and watch, or you can go do your 5, or you can go on the other one and watch our team meeting. Are any of them getting an award for August?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go.
All right. Well, let me get my screen shared here. All right. Oh,
All right, these are awards coming up for August.
Okay. Yeah, so I was really excited to get these together. We had some really good numbers from August. They weren't as high as July, but they were pretty darn good. So here we go, getting through. I want to recognize first our very first listing agents. This is so exciting for our agents, whether they are brand new in the business or just joined KW. Amber Koenig had her
All right,
first
Amber.
last month. Congratulations. And Hunter Bain,
Good job, Hunter.
first listing. And Jade Arneson had her first listing.
All right.
And then also celebrating first closings, we had Amber Boitron.
Good job, Amber.
We had Azam Hulays.
All right, Azam.
We had Carlos Compian.
Good job, Carlos.
Iad Elkata.
Good job.
Joseph Porto Martir.
Good job, Joseph. Look at all these first ones. It's awesome.
I know, it's very exciting. And a lot of these agents, they're brand new to the business. They're not
Awesome.
just transferring in.
All right, jumping in.
Hauser Shaw had her first closing with KW. And Zane Bhatti had his first closing.
Good job, Zane.
So moving on into our next awards is our individual awards. I like to recognize our top few. So with 6 listing units, we had Robbie Yansky and Angela McDaniel. They both tied with 6. And then we had Angie Farish with 5 and Sahar with 4.
Awesome. Been consistent all year. Good job.
And then with our top teams, we had the Diaz team with 5 listings, Guevara Backman and the Burgess group tied with 4 for the month of August.
Good work.
And then with our teams, we have Kathy up here. Let's see, we have 9 listings with the Audra O'Neill team, 5 with the B&P team, and then the Mona Knows Homes team, SIA group, the Kathy Stubbs team, and the investor group all tied with 4 listings last month. Then with our listing volume, we had Mike Wong as our top listing agent as an individual with $2.6 million in listed volume. There's
Mike.
probably some commercial in there. We got Angie Farish with 1.6 million, Nazneen Danani with 1.598, J. David Properties Sales with 1.594. Ooh, Justin, you just barely missed that one. And then Angela McDaniel with 1.519. So all of these 1.5 million and above. Very,
Awesome.
very strong.
Good work.
Then with our top teams, we had the Guevara Backman team with 4.7 million in listed volume.
Good job.
We also had the Diaz team with 1.3 million, the Burgess group with 1.2, and then the Marta Mohan team and Home Coach group is 4th and 5th place. And then we had our top groups. The Audra O'Neill team listed $5.3 million last month.
Awesome.
Very, very strong month for the Audra O'Neill team. The Kathy Stubbs team listed 3.3 million.
Good job, Kathy.
BNP team with 1.4 million. And then they were followed by the LaDonna Parker team and the
Good job,
Mona
Madonna.
team. So great
Awesome.
job to all of our teams. With our closed units, I have to have a whole bunch of agents on our closed units because we have a lot of ties. So our first place was tied with Jamie Castens and Robbie Yansky with 7 closed units.
Awesome.
Our second place was tied with Nazneen Danani and Sharon Parker with 6 closed units. And then in third place with 5 closed units, we had Alicia Ingram, Angie Farish, Aura Poe, Corrine D'Souza, and Susan Garzinski.
Awesome.
So very, very strong. And you'll get to see some of these again on our Triple Crown Award, which I'll have in a couple slides. So we had, for our top teams in August, the Diaz team with 14 closed units, the Marta Mohan team with 7, and Guevara Backman with 5. And these do include leases, these closed units. And then with our groups, the Audra O'Neill team had 22 closed units in August. The BNP team had 17
Awesome.
units. The SIA group had 14 closed units, followed by the investor group with 9, and the Butch Watterson team and the Kathy Stubbs team, both with 7 closed units last month.
Good work.
For our adjusted closed volume, in first place for individuals was Jamie Castens with 1.8 million in closed volume. Second place was Sharon Parker with 1.6 million.
Good job,
In
Sharon.
third place, we have Sapana Patel. Great job, Sapana, with 1.4 million. We had Alicia Ingram in fourth place with 1.3 million.
Good job.
And we had Vicky Coates in fifth place
Hey,
with 1.2 million. She had a very large closing last month.
Awesome.
Way to go, Vicky. For our top teams, we had the Marta Mohan team with 1.6 million in adjusted closed volume. We had the Diaz team with 1.3 million. We had the Flores team, there you go, Tara, with 1.1 million in closed volume. Guevara Backman and Lone Star team with over 800,000 in closed volume. So way to go to all of our teams.
good job.
And then our groups, we had the Otto O'Neill team. So she listed 5.3 million and closed 6.7.
Wow.
So way to go, Audra and team. I know that's a lot of work, so way to go. We had the BNP team. They closed 3.3 million. We had the Kathy Stubbs team at 1.9, the Butch Watterson team at 1.7, and the investor group at 1.3, just shy of 1.4 million. So very, very, very good. Then with our Triple Crown, I hinted we had a handful of
Wow,
agents.
look at that. That's got to be a record.
Well, so the record was last month at 16, but this month we had 15 agents that closed 3 or more homes in the month of August. And that 3 homes, there's not leases included with that number. So these are 3 or more closings with all of these individuals. So way to go. You all should be very proud. That is not an easy feat. And some of these are doing this consistently month after month.
Yeah, and this is, some of them have a lot more than 3. Good job.
Exactly. Yes, some of them have a lot more than 3. So way to go, everyone. And then for our cappers for the month of August, we had first-time capper, Akil Burke. We are so excited for you. Congratulations. We had Butch Watterson cap again. We had Lyle Moogie cap.
Lyle,
Good job, Lyle. Markeisha Coy, first-time capper.
first time.
Way to
Good
go.
job.
It is such an exciting milestone to hit that first-time cap. We had Melanie Horn cap again with us.
Good job, Melanie.
Serena Chu.
Serena.
And then this is an award that we're going to start recognizing with regards to profit share. So last month, we profit shared a total of $33,000 and change to our agents. And the #1 active agent on our list that received profit share last month was Pinky Pirani. So Pinky, if you hadn't noticed it, on the 21st, you got a deposit of a little more than $1,000 in your bank account. Congratulations, you are our top earning profit share agent at our market center last month.
That's awesome. Good job.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, for anybody that wants to get involved with profit share, it is really easy. It's a reward program for connecting people with the company. If you're here, you like it for some reason, so there are people like-minded with you, and all they have to be doing is willing to accept a phone number or a phone call from either Barbara or Keith or Nikki or Chad. As long as they accept the phone number or the phone call, if they want to join the market center, if it's a good fit, then you're listed as the one that connected them and you can earn in profit share. So that's what I got, Chad.
Awesome. So if I wanted to share this on somewhere, where would I find it?
We're going to post it on our Facebook page, where we're going to post on the external page, and then we're going to share it. So you're going to see it, and then you can download the individual image that you would like to share on your page, post it, blast it out to whoever you'd like. You can also download it and put it on Instagram. You could put it on LinkedIn, anywhere where you are reaching your clientele.
Okay. Awesome. Good job, group. All right, let's jump into our partners. I think we got Celebrity Title is jumping on. We'll go to the gallery view. Can you hear us?
Can hear you. Can you hear
All
me?
right, tell us what's going on in Title Land.
Oh my goodness. Well, besides the fact that I look like a wet mop, outside of that, we're doing really great. We just had a foreclosure class happen this week, which went really, really well. I hope you guys had a chance to jump on that. One of the things I want to mention is that we are having a headshot event at your location in your training room. And so you have an opportunity. If you didn't get a chance to sign up, please reach out to Melissa or to Sabi and just let them know that you want to get fit in. We do have a couple of people who've backed out, so we have spaces available, and we would love to get you some new headshots. I know we've all changed a little bit from COVID-19. Some of us have new hair, some of us have thinner faces, so we need to have headshots that reflect that. Outside of that, we do have a couple of classes coming up. We are excited to be offering classes in person. We miss you. We want to see you. We're going to be coming to your training room very soon. And so look forward to that. Once a week, we're trying to give an opportunity for us to come into your office and offer you classes in person. What I do ask is that because of COVID-19 and social distancing, we are still going to have a sign up for that. So it's not just going to be pop in and sign in. We would like you to actually let us know you're coming so we can make sure we have spacing appropriately. Outside of that, for us, let me just also say this. We are still offering free remote online notarization, meaning that if you have a client who doesn't want to come into the office and they don't feel comfortable doing that, we're still offering that as an option for them to do it electronically over the internet, and we will give that to them for free. As long as we still have this pandemic going on, and I know Governor Abbott just went ahead and extended a couple of things for us for remote online notarization and remote ink notarization. So that as long as those are in place through the state, we're going to make sure that we stay safe, your clients stay safe, and they feel comfortable. So that is something that we're still offering. We also still offer where we will come on site if necessary. So if you have a client who doesn't want to leave their home for whatever reason and they need somebody to come on site to close them, we'll do our very best to come on site. We've signed from people's back of the cars. We've pushed documents through windows. We've done the things to make people feel comfortable about closing their accounts and to make sure that their houses still get closed and their property still has closings. Outside of that, I just want to remind everyone that fraud is still real. Please make sure that you're having these talks with your clients. Make sure that they understand that wiring instructions do not change. Once again, you know, people are out there. If they're trying to do the wrong things, they will get a hold of your client, and hopefully you've educated your client well enough that they know that it's coming. So I just want to make sure I put that out there again, because we do still on a weekly basis experience things where we catch it. Thank goodness we have people who are catching it. We have realtors who make these comments to their clients, and their clients come into the closing room and give us these crazy stories about things that could have possibly happened had they not been informed. So just know that the wire fraud is real and it's out there, and people are attempting to make those transactions happen in the wrong way against your clients. So I see Dale. Hi, Dale. So I see him coming on. So that's it. Let's see. Outside of that, I think we're good. Like I said, check your calendars. We're excited to be back in-house, and we have a lot of exciting things happening as far as classes and education, and giving you an opportunity to help you get in front of your clients and to grow, especially social media. We're good at social media, so give us a chance. Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Good stuff. All right, Dale, what you got?
Hey, good morning. So let's talk about some dates coming up. As everybody knows, that if you filed an extension, any of your borrowers or buyers did, that extension is due to have the tax return filed by October the 15th. So the reason I bring that up is obviously that especially self-employed borrowers, we are required to be able to have their tax returns. So keep that in mind. If you're working with buyers, you know that they own a business, make certain that we have taxes that have been paid and filed prior to that date, or you probably will not be moving forward. So real quick, something I've learned in the mortgage industry just recently. So FHA has some guidelines that state that if you are married and only one of the borrowers are on the loan, that their income has to support the total monthly household debts. And what I mean by that is that if on a credit report for a husband and wife shows up and the minimum monthly payments on the credit report are shown, the spouse who is qualifying, their income has to be sufficient for the spouse's debt plus the buyer's debt, the borrower's debt, plus the mortgage they're looking to qualify for. Okay? The change that I'm referring to is that if there were debts acquired by one spouse prior to the marriage, there is a way to document that those debts were before the marriage, and we don't have to count those debts in qualifying. This is huge. Let's say that a couple went to school, met each other at school, they have student loan debts. They got married after getting out of college, but the student loan debt is still there for the non-purchasing spouse. That means the spouse that's not on the loan. I don't have to count those debts if I can prove that those debts were acquired prior to marriage. This is huge. It's going to make a difference in a lot of people being able to get qualified. We have a specific document that our attorney that we use prepares that verifies this, and this will allow them to possibly qualify with not having to add in debt. With the student loan debt as high as they are right now, I see at times $200,000 in student loan debts, and the minimum required payment we have to count is $2,000 a month. This denies a lot of people's loans. So that's something to keep in contact. I'd love to help any of your buyers that are FHA potential candidates this could make a huge difference in qualifying.
All right, good stuff. All right, Reliant.
Thank you.
Sure.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. I'm I'm the mover concierge in your office. Okay. I can connect electricity for you and your clients. Okay. The way to increase your chance for me to close a sale is you edify me, because like I noticed certain realtors, when they send me the referral, I close the demo. I mean, I think it's because they edify me good. So when they send me the referral, I pretty much know 90% I can close this sale. Okay. So I just text you something. I mean, send it from the chat, like few agent. I mean, I close the sale. I mean, a lot of them are really good at edifying me. Okay. And also there's another way to increase your referral. Okay. Like last week I have a seller agent. She's referring me a buyer. So I closed that sale for her too. So not every agent using the mover concierge program, but if you take advantage of those for anybody you know, and then I can still close them. Yeah, and please keep it coming. Thanks so much for been sending referral to me.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing today. Thank for our ALC recapping us on Mega Agent Camp, sharing some things they're doing. Sharon, I appreciate you always being quick to volunteer. And I like giving her a hard time, by the way. She was trying to avoid me, but she jumped in and did it anyways. But great opportunities out there. Let us know if there's any way that we can help you. All right, we do have this thing that's coming up in October. It's called Bold. Yes, we're doing Bold again. If you purchase before October, it's going to be $79. And all I recommend is we do Bold again to create those daily habits, right? What did you hear on our panel and our 3 to talking about today was following a schedule, getting in routine, doing the habits that are necessary. We were talking about doing the 5 5s, right? Was it 5 5s? Or I know there was just 5 things to do in your conversation. So that Bold forces do it. $79 if you get it before October. Okay, Krista, anything I missed? Okay, and if you guys want to broadcast your great results that you had, our award winners, congratulations. We'll put that on the Facebook page. That way you can share it as well. All right, take care, and we'll talk to you soon. See you guys.